I'm selling $90 wine on Facebook Reels for my father right now. We sold 80 cases of a $90 Barolo on a Facebook Reels marketing execution. I'm not sitting up here guessing. I'm not regurgitating what Meta and Snapchat and YouTube are saying to me. I'm not looking at where my margin is and then selling that to you. I'm living this and then speaking to it, and that's why it's worked for us. I'm a purebred entrepreneur for real, like documented.
Been through the mud and now I'm growing in sunshine.
Are we not going to the office today?
We go later after that to do the agency happy hour.
Got it. Sounds great.
It's fun day.
This week, some 1,000 notable signatories came out with an open letter asking AI labs to pause for 6 months. And so where do you stand on that? Do we need to slow down?
I don't think we can slow down. If you look at the history of technology and people, whether it's been the automobile or the television or the radio or the printing press, new technologies are scary because they completely change the world. I'm empathetic to why people are trying to slow down AI because it is one of the most profound technologies that has ever happened in the human race. I think the problem is these technologies are quite open, right? The internet, the blockchain, these things are open. So you come out and say, hey, you don't do this, AI labs, but that doesn't stop the 40,000 other people that are currently working on the same exact thing. And so I think it's complex times, and this is a very important point. I'm not sure. The truth is I'm really genuinely not sure, but I can tell you this, AI will be prevalent in every single person's lives for the rest of our lives. DailyVee, this trip has been really productive. You know, it's fun to expand globally, right? We've really exploded the Vayner machine. I know a lot of you watch me and have no clue about the Gary Vaynerchuk part of my life. It's all GaryVee to you, but like VaynerX, we've got 8 companies, LATAM, Canada, you know, London, Amsterdam, everything that's going on in APAC here in Singapore. Beautiful country, by the way, you should absolutely come. I think the most exciting part is sensing that APAC is building, that what we're gonna do that I'll be in Tokyo a lot, that what we're doing in Australia. I can't wait to be in Australia, first week of Australia, see all you fuckers in Australia in August. So anyway, thank you. Hello, hi, thanks for coming. Thank you so much. The framework for me doing social brand building and building businesses is what's the brand stand for? What's the business objective? The next thing we do is we create 40 to 50 consumer segmentations. 18 to 22-year-old males living in Bangladesh that are into esports. 21 to 27-year-old females in Tokyo making $200,000 a year. 40 to 45-year-old moms in Malaysia who have an affinity towards high fashion. Real specific consumer cohorts with real teeth. Next on that is called PAC, platforms and culture. Like, do you actually understand what the platforms are doing? Next, which platforms are you creating for? You lay out the platforms, then you go to work. So now you created a framework, now the work really begins after you make. You have a person in your strategy team called a PCS, a post-creative strategist. Her and his job is to look at all the qualitative feedback. You have your analytics and media team look at the quant feedback, and you start making your machine smart. The team gets smart through the work. As you start getting affirmation that something's not working, you actually eliminate Malaysian moms 40, 45 because you aren't finding affinity. Your creative team hasn't hit the mark. On the flip side, while marketing to Indonesia gamers 13 to 15, you realize it's actually the female gamers 13 to 15 that are even more interested in the intent, and you create a new cohort to go there to double down on the truth of the consumer, not the audacity of the boardroom. That's how I do it.
Special guest with us today. We are so honored and thrilled to have with us the one and only GaryVee.
Thank you. The thing that's different about me than a lot of the people that do what I do for a living is I'm a practitioner of the craft. When I say you can sell $80 stuff, I'm selling $90 wine on Facebook Reels for my father right now. As we sit here today, we sold 80 cases of a $90 Barolo on a Facebook Reels marketing execution. I'm not sitting up here guessing. I'm not regurgitating what Meta and Snapchat and YouTube are saying to me. I'm not looking at where my margin is and then selling that to you. I'm living this and then speaking to it, and that's why it's worked for us.
I'm Joyce from the media team.
Such a pleasure, Jess. Such a pleasure.
I'm Joyce from the strategy team.
It's such a pleasure. Thanks.
I'm Jay from the media team as well.
It's such a pleasure. You ready?
You want to do the Gen Z style?
Yes, go ahead.
Whoa, what was it? Right now I'm just managing a bunch of editors under me. I'm ready to step up to be a leader. What do you think makes a good leader?
Two things. One, someone who understands the craft of what we're doing. And two, someone who cares about the people that work for them more than they care about the advancement of their own career.
Right.
If you are able to actually care about them more than you care about yourself, by nature you become a great leader. And then third, someone who motivates their team with love and optimism, not with fear and hate.
I always wonder, have you met people who, how they juggle work and family? Because a lot of women, like I said, in my last company, they dropped out of work, and I don't want to do that. One of the things I'm most proud of is I think we're incredibly strong at having policies that are incredibly supportive. Yeah.
I think it's very achievable. What I can promise you, since I'm the CEO of this company, you taking time for that won't hurt your career. You won't be penalized for the most beautiful thing you can do.
Yeah, a lot of women that I know, they fell behind it.
I know.
Because,
I know.
The toxic nature of how they
Of course I know.
Yeah.
Of course.
So that's why.
I'd like to think that you can already sense that that is not our DNA.
No, for sure. And I always tell my husband, I'll stay here for a long time. I'm pretty sure I will.
That's the point, right? For our business, the longer people stay here, the better we'll be at what we do.
Yeah.
And for me, that goes back to if you do the right thing, the right things will happen. I want people to stay here for as long as possible. And if we create a great culture, then they will. And so, I appreciate that. I'm happy for you.